But I've just had 2 jump starts and a blood transfusion. I feel fucking great. Good evening, everybody, and welcome. It's the first time that I've been here for over a week because of different issues. Mickey and Tracy kindly took over for me on Monday, but last week they couldn't do anything because I'm the one with the password to log in. Anyway, good evening from me. Tracy, over to you.
Good evening, hello. Let's hope for less techie issues tonight, but of course we all know that that's what everyone comes for. The techie issues and the interesting chat.
Mickey.
That's me.
Yes, you're right. It
Yes.
is. Well spotted.
Good evening.
They never work with dickheads. That's what they say. Never work with dickheads.
Good evening from a not so well, Mickey. I'll soldier on, struggle away. I'm here.
Yay.
Right.
Hey, come on, Mickey. While I'm just firing up Reddit, just tell us why you're not well. Just explain exactly why you're not very well.
I had the flu jab on Saturday, and since then I've felt really ill. It's not flu because I haven't got the aches and the pains that you get associated with flu, but I've got, well, it's just like a heavy cold, really. I've got the fucking headache, I've got the coughing, I've got the sneezing, I've got the fucking snotty nose. I just generally feeling unwell, and the only thing I can put down, because I haven't been anywhere other than to have my flu jab, and I was literally, you walk through the door, they usher you into the room, stick it in your arm, and chuck you back out the back door. So it's literally 2 minutes,
Okay.
and you're all masked up anyway. So I don't think it's anything worse than the results of having that injection. I was fine last week, and so it started to come on Sunday, and Monday I felt shit, but I was here. I've seen it gone downhill since then. Hopefully we'll start going uphill from tomorrow, and I'll be back to normal by Friday, hopefully.
Has your missus had the flu jab?
No, but she's been invited to have one, and she's absolutely fine at the minute. So
all right, I'm going somewhere with this. Has your missus had the flu jab? Do you know anybody else that's had the same flu jab as you?
No.
Okay. I am debating, Mickey. I've been invited for the flu jab. I got a text because of my conditions, they do want me to have the flu jab. But I'll be honest, listening to you, are you phlegmy?
Am I what? Phlegmy? Yes.
Phlegmy, yeah. That's the problem.
Yeah.
If I get phlegmy, it'll on my chest. It's going to cause me lots of issues with my bronchiectasis.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's causing problems with my COPD. It's making my breathing difficult. It's like somebody's got a foot on my chest, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
You know, when you're breathing, it's like somebody's got a foot on your chest or pressing on your chest, which makes it difficult to breathe.
Makes perfect sense, Mickey. So I'm debating whether to get this flu jab or not, because one of the things that happened to me last week was when I was in. I'll tell everybody about what happened last week because people will want to hear it, no doubt. But we'll come to that.
The flu jab, I'm due a flu jab. I'm not having it before I go on holiday, but it'll be probably in the couple of weeks after I come back from holiday. So if you want to ask me then what if I've had any side effects, I'll be able to tell you whether I end up phlegmy as well.
It's the first time I've had a reaction to one, but every year they're a different one, aren't they?
Yes,
I think they just guess. They just guess at what you have, like, or what the prevalent strain is going to be that particular year.
So,
right, why am I in my PJs? Who wants to hear why I'm in my PJs? Anybody? Tracy, Mickey?
Well, not really, no.
No, all right, okay.
But I'm going to hear anyway, aren't I?
No, not at all. Not at all.
turn your audio off now, Mickey.
Sorted. So we don't have to worry about Mickey now.
Well,
I'm in my PJs because not the Monday just gone, the Monday before that, I went into the hospital. I went to my local hospital for a routine appointment. What I've got on my arm is I've got this. This is called a PICC line, PICC. See it? Let's bring it up the camera. Which is a peripherally inserted central catheter. It's how I get my chemotherapy each week. And it's on my chemotherapy I get every 21 days. I have cancer. I'm getting chemotherapy. Well, every 7 days you've got to have the dressing changed, and a new sterilised, because it actually goes into a hole in my arm, and there's a little sterilised disc of chlorhexamine to keep the wound open and to keep it free from infection. You've got to have that changed, and you've got to have the tips on the end changed, as well as a new dressing put on to make it infection free. Prior to that visit to the hospital, I've been having a couple of problems with my stomach since I started chemotherapy this time. I've been having a couple of problems with my stomach. Nothing major that I could put my finger on, but I was getting hunger pangs a lot. And it seemed that no matter how much I ate, the hunger pangs weren't going away. So I went in for my PICC line change on the Monday, and I said to him, look, I've got a bit of a problem, so I keep getting hunger pangs that aren't going away. And the nurse said to me, well, how do you describe them? I said, exactly like hunger pangs, but they're not going away. You know, that noise. Okay. All right, she said, tell you what, she said, let's get a doctor to have a quick look at you. All right, I said, I don't want to waste anybody's time. I said, I think it's down to the chemotherapy. I think I might have to change what I'm eating. And she said, yeah, I think you might have to change what you're eating as well, but let's just get the doctor to... About 10 minutes later, the doctor come by and he said, pulled me off into a side room, made me lay on a bed and said, right, well, exactly where is...
He pulled you off in a side room?
Yes, he pulled me off in a side room, Nicky. I said, pulled me off
you only get
to a side room.
NHS.
Yeah.
NHS.
Yeah. No, you have to go private for that. You have to go private for the blowjobs, you know, well, technically. So he pulled me off to a side room, and I told him about it, and he started pressing my stomach. And I found something called Murphy's reaction, I think they called it. All right. And he started poking me, and he said, and he found a spot, just, you can't really see it, just at the bottom of my rib cage. He pushed in, and he said, does that hurt? And I said, yes. And then he released it. Sorry?
Yes.
Right.
No, sorry, I've seen them do this to Andy, and I know what you're going to say. Go on.
He pushed it in, and it hurt. Yeah, it hurt. And then he released it, and it hurt more. And he said, does it hurt more when I push it in or when I let it out? And I said, it hurts more when you let it out, take the pressure off. And he said, yeah, that's Murphy's something or other. I've never heard of it before.
I'm only smiling like this because it's weird to hear somebody else describing it, because when Andy's been in with his pancreatitis and they push in literally just below the breastbone and then they release it, and it's the release, now see, when he's been in with the pancreatitis, if you press and there's no pain and then release and there is pain, that's pancreatitis. But you had pain on both, like it hurts,
but it was worse out.
Yes.
But then he did it again at the side between ribs 3 and 4. And he said, what about now? And I nearly hit the ceiling when he put his finger between my ribs. I nearly hit the ceiling. And he said that he gave it quite a hard push as well. He said, I think it's your gallbladder. He said, I think you've got a problem with your gallbladder. He said, I want you to go to A&E right now. So they sent me off to A&E, accompanied by a nurse, because I was in the chemotherapy suite. And they sent me to A&E, and then A&E sent, I quickly got into A&E, the reception. The Americans would call it the emergency room. We call it A&E here. I didn't actually go into A&E as such. What I did is I went to the department, and then they sent me to what's called the medical decision unit and put me in a side room. And what a medical decision unit is where they're going to admit you, but they don't know why they're going to admit you, and which department, whether it should be surgical or medical. So after a few hours, another doctor came along and had a good old poke and a few probes. He said, yep, he said, that sounds like your gallbladder. I think we're going to have to get you a scan. So they sent me off for a CT scan with contrast, which is where they inject iodine in you. And I had this CT scan with contrast. This was in the early hours of Tuesday morning by now. About 4 o'clock in the morning I had it, Tuesday morning, and I came back into the room, And about an hour later, the surgical registrar came in, and he said, I'm here because we've had a look at the results of your CT scan, and your gallbladder is definitely inflamed, and we want to go in with a camera and have a look at it. And at the same time, we want to fit a drain. He said, normally with the gallbladder, we just remove it. We'll put you into surgery and we'll remove your gallbladder. But in your case, because you've got bronchiectasis, because you're on chemotherapy, we'll, Mickey, you sound like you're being anal probed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Okay, cool. That's Andy. See, Andy's busy. So they said, so he said, so we're going to...
Sorry, go on.
Huh?
Mickey had a tissue down there as well that he was slowly bringing up.
Yeah,
I thought I was going to sneeze.
yeah.
Carry on, Steve.
Right, so where were we? Yes, so the surgeon says, no, normally we'd remove your gallbladder, but we can't give you a general anaesthetic because of your lung condition, plus you're on chemotherapy. So that would be challenging to say the least. And we don't like putting people out unless we have to. And it's not a procedure we can do under local. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at it with a camera, and we're going to fit a drain to get rid of all the gunk in there and reduce the swelling, and hopefully that will solve the problem. Fine, I said. So they admitted me onto the surgical ward on Tuesday, and they said, right, we're going to do the procedure Wednesday morning. Then I had to stop eating, and I was just drinking Tuesday night. So the Wednesday morning came, and they had to cancel the procedure. They couldn't do the procedure because an emergency came in. That happens, right? At that time, I didn't think that was an emergency. So Wednesday came and went, and then Wednesday evening, again, they said to me, right, from midnight, no fluids. We're going to do the procedure Thursday morning. Thursday morning, 8 o'clock, they came and took me down to the radiology department, because it's a radiologist that does it, because they do it under ultrasound. And they wheeled me into the apartment, and he started with the ultrasound, and he said, oh, look here, you've got some gallstones, I can see them there. And he said, it does look inflamed under ultrasound. He said, right, he said, I'm going to get this needle, and it's like that long, the needle, and it's about 2 millimeters thick. He said, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go in between ribs 3 and 4. I'm going to go through your liver, right, and puncture your gallbladder. When I've done that, I'm then going to run a tube, and it's about half a centimetre thick, through your liver into your gallbladder. He said, I'm going through the liver because what that does is that gives the tube some support. And he said, I'm going to, and that will drain it out. And he said, but first we're going to go in with a camera and have a look. So he went in with the camera and he had a look round and he pulled it out. And he said, yeah, it is a bit inflamed. He said, but I don't think it's too bad. So then he said, I'm going in with the needle. Local anaesthetic, absolutely fine. He went in with the needle. It went through my kidney, absolutely fine. Or my liver, absolutely fine. And then it hit my gallbladder. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I've never known pain like I know when that needle touched my gallbladder. The second it touched my gallbladder, I was in absolute agony. He put the needle in. He said, right, the needle's in. He said, you really need to stop moving. He said, you're shaking. Can you stop moving? And I said, yeah, I will if you stop fucking hurting me. Right? So, yeah. So he said, is that hurting then? I said, yes, it shouldn't hurt at all. I said, it's hurting. And it was starting to hurt. So he said, okay. He said, well, I'm going to put the drain in. And then he pulled the needle out and he turned around to get the drain. And then all of a sudden, there was nothing inside me. All of a sudden, it honestly felt like somebody had taken this great big knife and stabbed me in the top of my stomach. I was hit with the most intense pain I've ever known. I kid you not, right? This pain I had for nearly 2 hours, and it was all-consuming. I couldn't do anything except pant. All right, I couldn't. People were trying to talk to me, and I took no. I couldn't concentrate on what they were saying. I was on my bed. I was holding the sides of the bed with my knuckles like that, and my whole body was shaking. I was like this for nearly 2 hours in absolute agony. They gave me the maximum dose of morphine they are allowed to legally give me. They gave me the maximum dose of fentanyl they're legally allowed to give me. They gave me the maximum dose of another painkiller. I don't know what it was, but they stuck it up my bum. So I don't know what painkiller it was because I couldn't ask because I couldn't concentrate. They were trying to talk to me, but I was pouring with sweat. I was in unbelievable pain. And I kept praying. I kept thinking, why can't I pass out? How come these people pass out? Why am I not passing out? And I do remember at one point saying, why am I not passing out with all these drugs inside me? And the radiologist said, we're going to call the surgery team. So the surgery team come down. They took one look at me and they said, right, let's get a theatre ready. They had to cancel somebody else's operation, and they got a theatre ready, and they wheeled me up to the operating theatre. And in the pre-op room, I remember they said, "Look, get you ready," and I'm screaming. I'm laying there. I really am in the worst agony I've ever known. And the anaesthetist, I remember him saying, he said, "Look, my name's Alex. I'm going to get you to sleep as quickly as possible to stop you being uncomfortable." Very next second, I'm waking up in the recovery room.
Wow.
Absolutely no pain at all, and it was the most. Like, I wake up, no pain. Oh wow, what a relief! It's just unbelievable pain. And then I immediately chucked up, right? And I chucked up the most disgusting. I chucked up pure black stuff. I've never chucked anything up like this before. Pure black stuff, which was actually bile. And what happened is that during the procedure, and I'm assured by everybody concerned, it wasn't the radiologist, because I'd sued the NHF as it was. It wasn't a radiologist. My gallbladder just happened to burst.
Wow.
As I understand it, it would have burst that time anyway.
It's just you were in hospital.
I was in hospital, thank God, because what I've discovered is that a burst gallbladder leads to peritonitis, and if it's not treated, surgically removed within about an hour, after an hour, the chances of fatality is 85%.
Mm.
But I mean, I was lucky. I was in hospital, so I had my gallbladder removed, and you've seen in other things the size of the gallstones that were in there. They were phenomenally enormous.
Marbles. You can play marbles with them.
Well, you will be able to, because I'm going to cast them in resin.
Oh,
I'm going to make marbles out of
I'm
them.
going to make a necklace out of them, actually.
No, don't be stupid.
Well, no, because the thing is, my sister suffers with gallstones, but obviously not quite as big as that. And when she's had scans before, I think ultrasounds, they talk about the fact that when you have gallstones, you can see it like a string of pearls on the ultrasound.
Yeah.
So I just wondered whether you might actually have a little necklace. Shark,
No,
I love you.
no.
Here is a necklace of me.
I'm gonna either make them into a coaster or marbles.
Oh, that's so cool.
But that was my week, and guess what?
What?
Tomorrow I've got an appointment at the hospital to get my PICC line dressing changed again.
And
I said to Sean tonight. I said to the missus. I said to the missus. I'm a bit scared about the going to the hospital again tomorrow. Anyway, that's why I'm in my PJs, and I will show you my war wounds. Look. There we go.
Yeah.
And you can't see the hole on the other side. But there's my.
I think you should make Tracy some earrings with them fucking.
But there's my war wounds, and there's a hole there, but that's not quite healed yet. So it was a case of I nearly died last Thursday, but I'm here now. Well, I'm in my pajamas because I came out of hospital yesterday, and they've told me that I should really be taking it easy and relaxing. So that's what I've actually done. So I'm actually in my PJs, which technically aren't my PJs because I sleep naked. Although I will be tonight, but for the last couple of nights I've slept with my pajamas in case there's been any leaking. Because the other thing about having your gallbladder out is once you've had your gallbladder out, you're on a liquid diet until they know that everything's functioning properly. Well, with a liquid diet, farting is a challenge. It really is a challenge.
I can imagine that.
Thank you, Nappies.
I can also imagine that if you accidentally eat slightly too much fat or oil, might also be a challenge too, because your gallbladder won't be dealing with it anymore, so it'll come out basically like it went in.
Well, as I understand it, right, having a gallbladder removed, right, as I understand it, I could be wrong, okay, but this is how the surgeons explained it to me, right, that the gallbladder, all it does is it concentrates the bile that the bile ducts produce to release it when it needs it to digest food. When you've had your gallbladder out, that bile isn't concentrated and it's constantly dripping into your intestines, which means you can still process fat, but you can't process fat as well as you're used to. But I'll come to that in a minute because I've had long enough now, and you two want some time. I'm just going to answer Neatped's question. I'm still a bit sore. I mean, I do honestly feel like a horse has. There's been a stampede of wildebeest inside my stomach. I'm still a bit sore. My my surgery scars still hurt a bit, especially when I cough, and I'm a bit exhausted because it's been an exhausting week. But other than that, yeah, I'm feeling okay. I'm glad to be here. I couldn't have done this Monday, but I'm feeling a lot better for it. So thank you, Neebid. Anyway, over to you two, please. I've had long enough now.
Well, I'll have a rattle as Mickey's already rattling. For about 3 weeks, I was suffering with a headache, and it turns out that I've got a gum infection. Because not when I say turns out, I didn't go anywhere. It was starting to hurt, and I thought, oh great, yeah. So of course you can't get a dental appointment, and you can't get a doctor's appointment. But even if you do go to the doctors, all they're going to do is say go to the dentist. And I'm off on my holidays at the weekend. And I thought, I'm not going to be able to, literally, even soft food is killing me. So I went on the internet yesterday and bought some penicillin, bought some amoxicillin without a prescription, because you know what they do? You're not supposed to be able to do this, but what they do is they do their own private prescription. You go through like a checklist of what your symptoms are and what you weigh and how old you are and things. And then a pharmacist looks at it and then dispenses the medicine. 50 quid. 50 quid. But that's how desperate I was, because I can't get to see a dentist unless I get up in the morning and go and sit outside the dental practice with no guarantee that I will be seen to get. And all they'll do is pull the tooth out, and then I won't be able to eat anyway. So I bit the bullet.
Not bad thing.
And bought myself some amoxicillin off of the internet, and thank God for that. Within a couple of days, it'll be cleared up. Sorry, Mickey, go on. Oh, and I'll take the full course, of course, which is 7 days. But within a couple of days, I should start feeling more normal, because it's just, it's a pain. Anyway, so what were you going to say, Mickey?
I just thought I can get a dental appointment within 2 or 3 days here with our dentist. If you want an emergency appointment, they keep so many emergency appointments here for people if you need one that day or next day.
Queue outside. Oh, it's fireworks again. We have to queue outside the dentist, and then you get let in, and then it all depends on like if someone drops out. So there's no guarantee that you'll actually get seen. Because of course what they have to do is do the X-ray and see what's wrong and all that. And
so you can sit there all day then.
Come back the next day, unless of course when you phone up and see if there are any appointments, somebody has dropped out or cancelled.
Yeah.
But they're so they're like gold dust. And like I said, trying to get an appointment at the doctor would be just as difficult. And if I did,
don't talk to me about doctors. I've had fucking enough of them this week.
If I did,
Me too.
If I did go to the doctor, all the doctor's going to do is say, I can't give you any antibiotics. You need to see the dentist. So anyway, go on, Mickey. Why?
Well, because was it yesterday? I got up and my wife. You'll know, Steve. You get a little brown book for your hearing aid batteries. I don't know if you get the same thing. That was left on the table. So, she wants some batteries. Well, look, that must have been Monday night. So she came home because I knew she had some batteries, so I put them on the table. No, she's got a problem with the little tube that goes from the hearing aid bit to the bit that goes around your ear. You know, in your ear to the bit. Yeah, my missus. Yeah.
Hearing aids. Okay.
Just the one. So anyway, she said, "Can I ring up audiology to see if they can put a new tube on it? Because that's all the problem is." So I ring them up. But because she hasn't been there for 7 years, the hearing aids they've now got, or that she's got, is now out of date, and they haven't got any bits for them. So she needs to have another full audiology assessment. So anyway, audiologist, ever such a nice woman, said, ring your doctors and they can send. She can't do it without a referral.
I'm going to
she can't make an appointment without.
Right, go on.
Did you follow through? Yeah, she can't. They can't make an appointment without a referral. She said, ring your doctors. You don't need to see him or her. they can just do it electronically, just refer you electronically. Fine. So anyway, I gets off the phone, then rings the doctors. No. She needs to make an appointment to see her doctor.
Okay.
I said, why? Radiology have told me, or audiology have told me, that you just need to send the request electronically. No, she's got to come in. I said, all right, can I make an appointment to see? She's not in. Your wife's doctor's not here till Friday. And Friday, you've got to ring up at 8 o'clock in the morning and hope you can get an appointment. I said, well, you know and I know that you ain't going to get a fucking appointment on Friday morning, are you?
Wait, only to be told. Only
on the phone
that you've got to ring back Monday morning.
That you ain't got no appointments.
Well,
and then she turns around to me, this receptionist, and says, well, it could be a phone consultation. I said, well, that's fucking all right, but she can't fucking hear you, can she? Her hearing aid ain't working, and she'll be at work. Huh?
Well, I'll tell you what, Mickey.
So anyway, that's how it's left at the minute. Donna's going to try and ring up on Friday and get an appointment so that you see this twat, just so they can send an electronic transfer to the hospital to give her an appointment, which is then going to take her another 2 to 4 weeks. In the meantime, it's going to be deaf. She's probably loving it because she can't fucking hear me. It's absolutely great for her, but I have to keep repeating myself, which is a pain in the ass. Cool, I'm getting out of breath now.
Is it a tube that's blocked?
Yes.
Well, I use I've got them on eBay, little thin bits of wire that I just poke down them. If you just
Yeah, but it's also gone very thin on one end, Steve. You know.
Oh
so
right, okay, yeah,
more or less breaking off.
yeah. Has she not got a cleaner tube, cleaner wire?
No, she hasn't.
Oh, I'll give you an Amazon thing in a minute.
But yeah, it's gone very thin at one end, so she needs. Anyway, I mean, she hasn't had one for 7 years, so perhaps another test will do her some good, really.
Yeah.
But it's just a pain in the ass of fucking hoops you got to jump through, when all the doctor's got to do is fucking electronically. So they know she's got hearing aids. It's on her fucking medical records, isn't it?
Going, she's got a bit of hearing loss. Can you give us an appointment at the hospital? She's down as she's got hearing loss. It's not magically got any better.
So what's she going to do? She's going to walk in there when she eventually gets an appointment. See that? Oh yeah, we'll electronically send this fucking thing, which they could do now.
It'll be and what can I do for you? Well, I need a referral because this bit of my hearing aid's broken. Okay, I'll do that for you now. There we go. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Exactly that.
See chat, Mickey.
But see, to my mind, that's wasting somebody's time that could have an appointment that fucking needs one.
See chat.
I have seen chat. Oh, it's one of them, is it?
And
it's got a little brush on the end.
It's got what?
They've got little brushes on it.
For one end and wire for cleaning the other end. That's what I've got. And they're magnetic, so you can stick them onto things. I bought that pack. It says you last bought this pack in July 2020, which is right, I did. And they're dead handy for cleaning my hearing aids out. I got sent home with a packet of nappies.
Hey, that's more than they send when I come out of hospital with a baby.
How much they cost you, a tenner?
No, they're actually.
How much they cost you?
They're actually made by a company. They're actually made by a company called ID. No, seriously, I do need them because my it's going to be a couple of weeks before my bowels get back to normal. And farting is a challenge, Mickey. It really is.
Yeah, well, don't you get shitting on that new fucking quilt I bought?
I've got a waterproof cover on the quilt.
In fact, our new one turned up today. The king size 13.5 tog. Lovely.
Yeah, well, I've got a waterproof cover on the quilt. That's I've always protected my quilts because I'm like a little sweaty boiler without all the other diseases.
Yeah.
I'm like a little sweaty boiler. But yeah, they sent me home with these nappies, so I've got these nappies on, which is probably a very embarrassing thing to say, but it's
well.
But
as long as it don't make you get fucking lazy and you just sit there and shit yourself anyway.
When I have had the accents, because it's very hard to tell if you've got on a fart or you actually want to chuck liquid out. But when I've had 1 or 2 accents, it's not. It's lumpy, Mickey. It's not absorbed. It just runs around in there and then spreads Tracy's had a baby. You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you, Tracy? It spreads itself, doesn't it?
I don't think I didn't do the hands-on care, but I did everything else for my dad. And so and we had a camera, a CCTV in his place. So I've seen it. I've seen how far the shit can spread.
Yeah, so I get it changed as quickly as possible.
He managed there was one day that he got it in the bed, like, because he'd woken up and he shit the bed, literally. And he managed to get it. Considering his mobility was terrible, he couldn't get anywhere. He somehow managed to get it all the way from his bed, got it all over his chair, all over to the kitchen, and all over the bathroom. I don't know how. We couldn't see the bathroom. We didn't have a CCTV in the bathroom, but when his carer was came, he was going, David, what on earth have you been doing? It's all over the bathroom. Just how? So he must have got it in his on his hands and then just everywhere. So anyway, do carry on.
Yeah, no. So I change them as soon as I get to. As soon as I've only had one accident. But well done, Mickey. I have to wear them overnight, and I've got these kinky net pants.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah.
That keeps them on.
Yeah. But once I've firmed up,
they'll go with my fishnet stockings in.
Yeah, they would, yeah. Once I've firmed up, I can stop that. But and I've got to eat things that firm me up, which is why I'm mentioning on a biscuit, a chocolate chip cookie. Getting your gallbladder out changes your life considerably. What I didn't realise and what I know now is I have already eaten the last doner kebab I'm ever going to eat. Yes, exactly. Friday night.
Where's my violin?
Friday night, 5 pints down the pub, getting absolutely trolleyed, walking home, getting either a chinky or a doner kebab, right? It's an institution. Mark's been out with me. He knows what I do. I have 5 pints and I stop at the Chinese and I get a curry.
And then go home and throw it all over the floor.
And then go home and throw it all over the floor. Exactly. That's what you've got to do, isn't it? Those days have now gone. I've had my last night out on the beer with either a kebab or a curry. Gone.
Oh yeah, no, the curry has to go as well. No, I was going to say, are you able to do the little tweaks, like you could get a chicken shish with, could I just have one strip of doner meat, please? Do you know what I mean? So you get the flavour, but without a whole great big load of grease.
Right, the hospital nutritionist said the aim is everything you eat 5% or less fat.
Yeah.
And I jokingly said about doner kebabs, and she said, you know, doner kebabs are something like 80% fat and about 5,000 calories. You really shouldn't eat them. And she said, if you do get a takeaway doner, when you get home, empty it. She said, get a meat only one, or get them to put the salad separately. When you get home, take the meat out of the doner and put it under the grill.
Yeah, and also some places, because the place near me has got I think that there's charcoal under it, but it's like an open. I don't have to explain it, but you know what I mean, like an open barbecue but thick grill things. Yeah. And if you want, they will put the doner meat on that and crisp it up. So of course it gets rid of the fat and also crisps it up a bit and things like that. So good. I'm glad she's coming up with livable, workable options.
Well, she's an NHS nutritionist, and she said that, you know, realistically, up until a few years ago, you used to have diet sheets, and she said, when I started issuing the diet sheets, she said, I wouldn't eat half the stuff on there, so I don't expect my patients to do it. But she said, no. Now what you've got to do is, and the NHS website is exactly the same, by the way. If you go and look on the NHS website now, they no longer give you diet sheets. What they say is a healthy, balanced diet. And she said, that's what you've got to eat, because you're constantly producing bile going into your guts. And she said, your diet needs to change, all right? Anything that's fat is going to cause you problems, because you're already going to have problems, because with the bile constantly being into your stomach, your days of, you're going to have a lot of loose motion. So you need to eat a lot of fibres to keep yourself solid. and you can't process fat the way that you could. So she said, you've got to knock the kebabs on the head. She said, once, an occasional one, and then grilling it to get rid of the fat will be okay, but I still wouldn't recommend it. She said, I'd stay clear of it. She said, same with McDonald's, same with fried chicken, stay clear of them. I said, what about my Chinese curries? She said, well, the problem is that the rice is high in fat because that's how they cook it, and the curry will be high in fat. She said, any processed food you really need to avoid. She said, if you're going to do it, just look on the packet, and it says 5% or less. Now, for my supper tonight, I'm having ravioli on toast, and the only ravioli we could find was Sainsbury's ravioli that's 4%. Heinz is nearly 15% fat.
Yeah.
And my partner found some 4% Sainsbury's own brand. So that is my supper tonight. I've given up butter. The butter is something like 88% fat.
Well, it will be.
She said.
Yeah, it will be.
She said.
Yeah, go on.
She said, ideally you need to change to a spread, but if you want to, she said, go for one of these spreadable buttermilk blends.
Well, that's
She said, it's still a lot of fat.
processed. Ugh.
She said, it's still a lot of fat, but at least you've got the butter taste. It's better than pure butter.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
For me, obviously, you know, it's different for you because you've got to watch it with the gallbladder. But for me, I'd rather have a tiny bit of butter than have to have loads of low-fat plastic, basically. The butter spread is marginally better, but it's got oil seed in it, seed oil in it.
Merry Christmas.
I tell you, I've got fireworks going on out here. Him slapping a Merry Christmas. It's like fucking Christmas round here.
Fucking hell. And beer, alcohol, no.
I was going to ask about why.
What? No alcohol?
No alcohol. No. Basically, one of the other things that came up is that my liver my liver has seen better days, and there's some markers there that indicate I'm going to have a problem with my liver. The UK recommended is 14 units. What the doctors have told me per week, no more than 5 units.
Yeah.
That's 2 cans.
Yeah,
That's 2.5 pints then.
That's 2 cans. That's once a week. My mate comes round on a Tuesday and we have a bit of a boys' night. We always have 2 cans of lager, a takeaway, and watch a film. Well, from now on, when he...
No, I was going to say you'll have to work out. You know, you can get online if you look up Fakeaway. You'll be able to do like takeaways that are low fat but taste like the real thing. So no, why not?
John's going to cook for us.
Oh right, well tell Sean to look up Fakeaway then, because then you'll be able to have a Chinese curry or KFC, but it'll be all low fat and it'll be.
I had a curry last night. I had a lovely curry last night that Sean cooked. Sean's a bit of a nice cook. She's a bit of a good cook.
What was I going to say? You were saying about the beer. Yeah. Do you think that it was the gallbladder, the gallstones that have affected the liver because of the way that it all? Yeah. Don't
know. I'm not a doctor.
Oh no,
we didn't go into it, but I must admit.
So what is it in the alcohol? The sugar?
Carbohydrates.
The carbohydrates, okay. So a zero alcohol one wouldn't make any difference then, really, because that's still got the carbos in it. Yeah.
It's basically empty calories, Mickey.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the alcohol, the liver. I mean, I've already got a hole in my liver, which was plus my liver was damaged when my gallbladder perforated. It damaged my liver as well. But they've suggested that I cut it down to about 5 units per week, which is absolutely fine. If I never drink alcohol again, I'm really not bothered. It's the truth be told.
Yes, yeah.
So we can have a cup of tea du jour instead of our beer du jour.
It's going to be that because I won't be having beers on stream anymore. So, and I'll have a drink with my mate on a Tuesday night. Neatped says, you know, the curry guide, his recipes are as good as any takeaway Indian. It's not me you need to be talking to, Neatped. It's my missus, and she's at work at the moment. She's the cook in the house, but she did a fantastic curry last night. I mean, it was the works, right? We had our poppadoms, we had our lime pickle, we had our mango chutney, we had our onion salad, and we had the yogurt and cucumber thing. you know, like you get in the Chinese. Then we had samosas and onion bhaji starters. And then we had a choice of beef curry or chicken curry and pilau rice. I know beef's not really a proper curry because Indians don't do beef. All homemade, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And it was absolutely all low fat. And I said to her, you know, how much fat did that come in? And she said the whole meal was less than 5% fat.
Yeah.
She said the fattiest things with an arm bread.
Well,
Yeah.
It's the curry. Sorry, Nick,
Oh, no,
the
Bubs.
curry
I'll
guy.
see you
Is he
tomorrow,
called,
yeah?
actually called the curry guy? Because whenever I read recipes to do with Indian food and everything, it's either like really high in fat or it just does not taste like. Oh, he's rattling. Or it does not taste like what you. I want the authentic taste that I can get from an Indian shop. Do it at home and then tweak it for my own dietary needs, if you see what I mean. So if he's literally called the curry guy, because then I can I'll look him up. So
In the mortuary, there's this bloke on the slab with this massive hard on. And three nurses walk into the mortuary. And the first nurse looks at this bloke with this massive hard on and says, do you know what? I'm not going to waste that. So she drops her knickers and gets on him and has a go. And the second nurse says, do you know what? I'm not going to waste that hard on either. So she drops her knickers, gets on him and has a go. And the third nurse says, well, I'm on my period at the moment, so I don't really know if I should. And the other two nurses said, what's the harm? He's dead. He said, yeah, you're right. So she gets on him and has a go. When she gets off, the bloke suddenly jumps up and opens up the eyes. And the nurses say, oh my God, we thought you were dead. And he said, well, so did I. But I've just had 2 jump starts and a blood transfusion. I feel fucking great.
Tried to laugh, honest. I just put a link to that curry guy in there,
Thank
Trace.
you. I've picked it up and it's looks good. It always, that's what I mean. I love a curry and I just need to be able to like get a starter like Neep says. Is it Neep? Yes. Said does a base curry sauce, then you use that to make, which is basically how Asians do it. You have either a light sauce, which would be for your kormas and things, and a dark sauce, which would be for like your madrasses and things. Then you add stuff into that to make the particular dishes. So excellent. Yes, lovely. Thank you. I've never heard.
Yeah, thank you, Neeped. That's great. And you saying about the base sauce, yeah. That's absolutely great. Although next week, that was curry night this Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we're going Mexican.
Oh, I hate Mexican.
Yeah, but that sauce you can batch cook and
Yeah.
freeze it.
I'm
And
just
defrost
so
as you want.
not into Mexican. The only thing really is
Never had a taco. Never had a taco.
I did in my lorry.
no.
You had a taco? Oh, yeah, yeah.
I have had
Yeah, tachometer.
quesadillas, which is QU quesadillas, but a very anglicised version of it. It wasn't like Mexican-y flavours. It was like chicken,
Nope.
cheese.
She will do it from scratch. She'll make the tacos as well. So we're going to have Mexican, and she's going to do a tres leche cake. Tres leche means 3 milk, which is a typical Mexican dessert. And I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh, lovely. Right, well, it's all round to. Oh no, it's Mexican. I was going to say it's all round to Steve's, but no, it's Mexican. It's all right. I'll wait for the next Indian night.
I like
Oh, there you
Mexican,
go.
I do.
It's round to Steve's for you. Oh no, you're ill, so you can't go round to Steve's at the moment.
No.
What's that? What apart from tacos? What else is Mexican, Nicky?
What? Tacos.
You got hang on. Oh, I can see it in my head. Fajitas.
Conchiladas
Yeah,
are they
yeah,
called?
and
Or I
there's
can't fucking remember what they're called. Fajitas.
Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark says Chihuahua.
Stuff like-
Oh,
That's a fucking dog.
But it all for me. When I think of Mexican, it's always spicy mince with chilies, maybe a bit of guacamole, and extra chilies and cheese on the top. That's how I think of
Hey,
Mexican.
hey, Mark. You're very honoured, Mark. You are extremely honoured. Did you know that, Mark? Because you accompanied me and I didn't know it at the time, but you accompanied me on my last ever pub night out. I can never ever have a night out like that again. That was my last ever one, and I never knew it.
And the stream didn't work. Otherwise, you'd have it if you'd done.
Yeah, I'd have it been for.
Yeah.
I was thinking about streaming from the hospital, but I decided not to.
What I could do is go and Taco Bell and tell you what the fucking Mexican food is like, because we got one here.
Go for
Taco
it.
Bell. Yeah.
Never again, Mark. No pork scratchings, and I can now no longer drink any more than 5 units of alcohol. They've advised me that the best amount of alcohol I drink is none. But if I'm going to drink, no more than 5 units a week. And that's like one of those pints.
Did they recommend you to have like red wine instead, or just
Alcohol?
No, I mean alcohol. But they're saying 5 units, but 5 units of something like red wine is better for you. Do you see what I mean? Did they say anything like that, or just have your pint?
A unit is a unit, Tracy.
No, I know, but you know.
It's the alcohol,
It's the alcohol, not the wrapper.
Anyway, do you know what my scandal of the week is? My scandal of the week, it really is. You know Velma out of fucking Scooby-Doo? She's been outed as a lesbian this week.
Didn't we already know that?
Well, I thought we did years ago, but now she's been officially outed this week as a lesbian.
Like the archetypal lesbian with the short hair and the sensible shoes.
And the glasses. Very similar to your look, Trace.
Hey! I've got longer hair.
I thought that was scandalous that she should be outed on Facebook as a lesbian.
Those biscuits sound good.
But there you go.
They look like Maryland cookies, actually.
They are Mrs. Molly's treat store chocolate chip copies.
Yeah.
I'm trying to firm my shit up.
Yeah, but I was going to say, I have to be careful with stuff like that because sugar gives me the shits if I eat too much of it. And my sister eats too much chocolate.
Chocolate
and that
gives me the shits
too. So
chocolate gives me the shits.
So it's one of those things. Obviously, everybody's different, but it can be sugar can be a weird thing. Some people get constipation, and some people it stimulates stuff into because it's yeah. I know what I mean.
Anyway, today is International Grumpy Fucker Day.
Oh.
Got your own day.
Yeah. So fuck off.
Fuck off, fuck you.
And my admiration for Greenpeace went up today.
Oh yes.
When they stood up with Liz Truss was making their speech, and they stood up there with their, banners there.
Yeah.
Huh? Who voted for this or where it was that was written on it? Oh dear, I thought that was hilarious. I was watching at the time, but once she'd gone on for 5 minutes, she didn't stumbling over her words and that. I thought, oh fuck me, I can't listen to this anymore. So I turned it off.
Posted a clip of it was Kwasi Kwarteng and James Cleverly, I think it was, standing next to him. James Cleverly is going, yeah, like everyone's clapping, and James Cleverly is going, yeah, to Liz Truss. But Kwasi Kwarteng is clapping, but looking around at everybody else clapping, looking really confused, with a look on his face that says, "Why is everyone clapping?" He really looked.
Yeah. Well, did you see him at the Queen's funeral?
Yeah.
He sat there giggling to himself.
He's laughing and rocking.
The man's not on his fucking planet, is he?
Wondering whether he's got a learning difficulty, but
and well, the day after he had his mini budget last week. I mean, it's pretty fucking scandalous actually. He was sitting with he and somebody else went out for a meal with a lot of the head honchos of these hedge funds and that, who he'd just given the fucking all the extra fucking dosh to. He was out there having a meal with them the next night as if to fucking celebrate that he'd give him a load of fucking dosh. What a fucking wank.
And there was Somebody phoned into LBC. I didn't catch it, but I saw like the report afterwards. And basically the presenter, he was something like a hedge fund manager or something like that, or a trader.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
and
they were traders.
the
Yeah,
LBC
that's it.
presenter said, "So, go on. How much crashing the pound? How much did that make for your lot? For the people who you work for?" And he said, "Oh, I can't really say." He said, "Go on, give us a ballpark figure." And he said, "Well, I'll tell you this. It was in the billions."
I lost £600 on an investment after that, straight away. On one of my pension funds, I lost £600 straight away.
That's because you're
Next
not
day.
a billionaire hedge fund manager. You're just a little
Yeah.
person. Don't need the money.
I can't process the fat. If I can't process the fat, I get no nutrition from the food.
Oh.
Food basically the problem is the food will then just pass
Just straight through.
Oh, the wound.
Yeah. Oh. God, can't cough too deep. Oh, fuck.
Oh, you were expiring on us.
So, in effect, if you eat food and it's got too much fat, it'd be like a fucking helter skelter.
It'll
It'll go all the way around and
just
come out
the other end. It just won't get any nutrition.
Yeah. And the thing is, there's quite a lot of nutrients that rely on fat. Obviously, you don't have to have loads of fat, but just a little bit of fat to get them through. I think it's things like vitamin
Plus,
D.
the fat will build up on my liver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a delicate balance of eating the right amount of fat, but just not too much fat. And obviously, it's got to be under
5%.
Yeah, under 5%. If you went a zero fat diet, you would then be missing out on loads of nutrients. If you literally somehow ate zero fat, you'd be unwell. So you have to have a little bit of fat, but not too much.
4%.
No full English for you then, Steve.
Nope.
Yeah, you can make a full English without it being 5%.
Yeah, actually you can. You can.
That's how I do it.
Probably no sausages though.
Huh?
Sausages? No fried bread?
You can
no sausages?
Sorry, I missed what you said, Steve, about sausages.
But you can't be able to. Sausages are full of fat.
You can get low-fat sausages. I know that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
they're
but still more than 5%.
They're fucking disgusting, low-fat sausages. They taste like shit. They'll die. It's like that fucking Linda McCartney vegetarian crap. It tastes like you're eating fucking turds.
There are a couple of sausage makes that aren't too bad. I'll give it that. That they're edible and they're quite a good substitution. They're
not even edible.
No, I do agree that the fuller fat sausages are yummier, but you can get lower fat sausages that are half decent. But it's
no greasy fried eggs.
I can still have bacon.
As long as you cut the fat off.
Can you? Well, as long as you cut the fat off.
Yeah, as long as you cut the rind off. As long as you cut the rind off, it's grilled.
Why don't you get bacon with rind on anymore?
But low fat breakfast. I mean, if you think about it, baked beans are low fat. If you have tomatoes, they're no fat. Mushrooms you cook without fat. Bacon without the rind. Eggs without. If you use fry light, like the spray, that will be. You haven't added any fat to that.
No, Tracy, that's not a fried egg. A fried egg's got to be done in some fucking oil. Well, preferably lard, but fucking
I know.
bit of oil. You can't have a fried egg where you spray a bit of fucking Ponzi shit in your fucking pan and then hope it doesn't stick. That's not a fucking fried egg.
And it's still fried in it. It's lower.
It's not fried in it. Fuck me. All that is there for is like a surface to stop it sticking to the pan.
She said either sunflower oil or rapeseed oil, preferably rapeseed oil.
Yeah.
So I can have fried eggs.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. You can still have a full English breakfast.
See, now they tell me to have olive oil for me cholesterol.
Neped, I agree, Neped. They're all a bunch of fucking faces. The sooner we have a general election, the better.
Olive oil is terrible for frying.
Absolutely.
It has a lower smoke point. Olive oil is terrible for frying, and it makes your egg taste disgusting. But if you're having it as a dressing, or if you're having it, you know, like that, or if you're doing a Jamie Oliver and just pouring it all over the top of your pasta, yeah, olive oil's good.
No, that's what they've advised me to have, but I don't. I have sunflower oil, I think. Is it sunflower? I can't fucking remember. Whatever's cheap in Asda.
We have rapeseed. Most of our oil is rapeseed. We get it on Amazon.
There's fucking fields and fields of rapeseed around here. You just walk and all you see is the yellow.
Yep.
Twice a year flowers, or twice a year that you get to see it.
They harvest it twice a year.
So around about May and around about September. Now,
now.
I love the colour of rapeseed. But if you're buying sunflower oil now, it's more likely to be rapeseed because of the Ukraine crisis.
Well, if it's rapeseed, it's not fucking sunflower oil, is it then?
No, I know, but basically they've had to put on the supermarket websites and supermarket shelves. It says even if it says sunflower, it quite possibly could be rapeseed. So be careful. And people who have allergies allergies with rapeseed oil and stuff like that need to be careful because they're buying sunflower and they're thinking it's sunflower. But yeah,
it is sunflower we've got. Yeah.
I think it'd say on the label though if it had been.
It says on the label sunflower.
If it had been substituted for rapeseed, it would say this actually contains rapeseed. So
yeah, it says sunflower.
That's fine. It's sunflower. I'm just saying that had it been substituted because of the.
Steve, it's fucking sunflower, mate. Fucking Jesus Christ. Yeah, you haven't quenched on your fucking water, for Christ's sake. It's sunflower. It says sunflower.
Then that's brilliant.
It's not a substitute.
You're taking this grumpy day a bit too seriously.
A bit too far. Yeah. Oh. Just being my normal self.
We get we've got 5 litres of rapeseed in the kitchen and 5 litres of sunflower oil. That's all we have. We buy that like once a year. We've got this little spray thing, so we're like.
What, you're brewing your own biofuel?
No, we use it for cooking. Because you can substitute almost anything that uses butter in it, you can substitute with rapeseed oil or sunflower oil.
I don't know about round your way, but going on about, there are thieves go around the back of the fucking restaurants and that round here, stealing all the oil to convert into biofuels. There's a lot of it goes on around here. I mean, I should imagine it goes on even more in London, and that.
No idea.
But they go around stealing the oil out the back of the fucking restaurant because they store them in drums, don't they? Like 25 litres or whatever there. Excuse me. Yeah, so they go around nicking them, making biodiesel. In fact, I think you know Greg, don't you?
Yeah.
Greg.
Oh.
Yeah, I think he runs his fucking boat on biofuels.
Makes sense.
Because he lives on a boat now, doesn't he? I've actually met him. He's quite a nice bloke.
Was he an eBayer?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. But he's a circus artist. Or he was. He used to go around. He's got an old, like a magic bus that he used to go around to different schools and play groups and that, and teach them circus tricks. You know, juggling and stuff like that, and unicycling and all that sort of things. Yeah, great bloke. But he now lives on a boat. I think he runs that on biodiesel.
Coffee or Bovril?
Tea.
Oh.
Tetley. Cup of Tetley.
Oh.
Tetley, make tea bags, make tea.
We got a catering bag of Tetley. There's this website called British Foods. You ever heard of it?
Yeah.
Got to be careful what you order on there. Because because we had like Sean said to me, I've got some cookie mix coming. Make some cookies. You know, I've only got enough to make about a day's worth of cookies. When it arrived, like it's 5 kilos.
Oh.
But it's not cheap. He's dirt cheap. You just go on to British Foods, right? So, I wanted some tea bags. He said, "Oh, I'll get a bag of Tetley of British Foods, 200, right?" 5,000 tea bags arrived, and it's been 2 years, and we're finally on the last bag. So,
Saved a lot of money.
and then I've got a tea called Builder's Tea to use.
Oh, I like that. That's really good. Nice and strong. Yeah. Bit like Yorkshire.
I like Yorkshire tea. Yorkshire tea's nice tea. So being British, I'm drinking a cup of tea. I don't normally drink tea. I drink coffee. I've treated myself. And I've actually bought some Costa Nespresso pods.
Oh.
They'll arrive tomorrow. I bought 100 of them. I like Costa coffee. I know a lot of people.
100 of them.
Hey?
Or is it a case of 100 times 12?
No, I got them off Amazon. I got them on Amazon, not from British Foods.
Yeah, I get the Costa Tassimo pods.
I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people
offhand.
slag Costa, but I quite like it, Mickey. Don't you?
I don't mind it. No, I don't mind it at all. To be fair,
Costa's one of my more favourite ones. Can't remember now.
but I prefer the Kenko because they do an extra large one, which actually gives you a mug full rather than a cup full.
Oh.
Which is what I've got on my.
I ordered the Lungo, which is the long drink, so I'll get a mug full out of each one.
Yeah. Which I've got on my Amazon wish list. Right.
Have you got your Amazon wish list yet up and running, Mickey?
So we can add you to our socials.
Yeah. Because when I was doing the update with you in hospital, Steve, and I was adding our socials to it, like saying, thanks for the support. Here's Steve's, here's mine. Oh, but Mickey doesn't have socials, but you can talk to him on our Discord. So
yeah,
could have do an Amazon wish list of what you'd love.
Neat Peg brought me some coffee off my wish list. It was lovely coffee. That was.
Oh, you've got a thingy on Reddit there. Maybe gaming. I don't think we can hear the guy on the bottom.
You can't hear the guy on the bottom.
Only an hour and 10 minutes into it.
Oh yeah. Reddit. That's Reddit for you. Yeah, that's Reddit for you. Yeah, no, they're right. They couldn't. I had my microphone turned off. Thank you, Maybe Gaming. It's nice to know that Reddit has not let us down. All right. What are we? We are 1 hour and 6 minutes into the stream, and only now somebody tells us that something's not working. That means that all those watchers have been sitting there for the last hour watching us, right? And I'm not talking. And I wonder what the fuck they're doing. What are they watching us for? It just doesn't disappoint, does it?
You went through all the stuff about your treatment and your operation. And
yeah, I missed it all. Then fuck it.
Did they think oh dear. Did they think you just sitting there going like this?
Yeah, I fucking missed it all. Anyway, Maybe Gaming, you should be able to hear me now. Oh.
Hi, Squelch. Welcome.
Reddit is full of very strange people. Squelch the noise. Very, very strange people. Like I say, our stream's been running for an hour, and only now somebody on Reddit has decided to tell us there's a problem. I mean, if it was Twitch, they'd be on our case like in 20 seconds saying one of you's not getting audio. But welcome to the chat, Squelch the noise. Where are you from? Maybe Gaming. My audio's working now. I can tell because of the audio there. Fucking unbelievable. Oh no, that means I'm going to tell my joke again, doesn't it?
The message is deleted.
Oh no, do you have to?
Did you delete it?
No, they don't deserve it.
Probably deleted their own.
They don't deserve it. Yes, hang on, Reddit. I'll tell my joke again. You ready?
Anyway, what happened to Best Pal? He said hello earlier on and then
hang on,
fucked
I'm
off,
telling my
mind
joke
you.
for Reddit.
Do I really
Yeah,
have to? Not the fucking duck one again, is it?
Oh right, Squelch the noise. Yeah. Were you Maybe Gaming? So were you Maybe Gaming? Because I think I've switched it. Anyway, let me tell my joke again for Reddit. Okay, here we go.
Oh dear.
There we go. I hope you enjoyed that, Reddit.
Funny. Oh. That was funny the second time round.
He's from out Arkansas in the. Of course, a lot of people say Arkansas over here in Britain, but it's Arkansas,
yeah,
is it not?
Arkansas.
In
the Midwest there.
Yeah, we got a few from over that side of the pond. We got Hawaiian, who's Samoan, haven't we? And a couple more. And we got.
Sorry, squelch the
got
noise.
Best Palace White from New York.
I had the emergency. I had emergency surgery on my stomach Thursday of last week, and I've only just come out of hospital, which is why I'm sitting in my PJs. And every time I cough, it really hurts when they went into me. So that's why I'm.
Do you know, Steve? If you didn't tell anybody it was a fucking PJs, they'd think you had the stripy t-shirt
Yeah, I know,
on.
but it is my PJs.
Just come out of prison.
Arkansas, yeah. I thought it was, yeah. A lot of people over here go Arkansas.
Well, I call it Arkansas because that's what it is.
Yeah, I do. I call it Arkansas, but you don't call it Kansas, do you? The other state, you don't call that Kansas. It's Kansas. So a lot of people here say Arkansas, and it's not.
I'm getting there, thank you, Squelch and Noise. I'm getting there, thank you. It was a bit all sudden. I had my gallbladder actually burst. Which I don't know whether you know. With your gallbladder burst, it's actually a life. If you don't get treatment, if your gallbladder bursts, you don't get treatment within an hour. There's an 85% chance of fatality. And my gallbladder burst on Thursday last week. As it happens, it burst when I was in hospital because I had to be in hospital for something completely unrelated. To get this. This is a PICC line. I don't know if you know what a PICC line. But I've got cancer, and they give me my chemo meds via this permanent port on my arm. And every week I've got to go to the hospital and get the dressing changed. And I was in hospital having the dressing changed at the time. So yeah.
Maybe Gaming says this is a great group. Thank you very much.
And yeah, it's dangerous and it's super painful. So I was lucky enough. I was in hospital. And they removed my gallbladder, so I'm just getting over it. I'm still recovering, which is why I'm in my PJs. So yeah, it actually hurt a bit, but I'm definitely.
Steve, you were super lucky that they managed to do it via keyhole after all that.
Yes, well, they don't want to open you up unless absolutely necessary nowadays.
Yeah, no, I know, but they were saying that they had to put the drain in to make it smaller so that they can do keyhole in a couple of months' time and yada, yada, yada. Obviously, with it bursting...
When it bursting, there was no need to drain it. It went everywhere. It went into my liver, it went into my intestines. It did a lot of damage down there. And they also... bear with me, I'll be back in a second.
Oh, I'm glad he's got his PJ trousers on. That could have been dangerous.
That's a good job he still ain't got his NHS fucking gown on, isn't it?
And a nappy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm slumming it today.
Thank you, Sports Noise.
I'm slumming it. Right, I'll give you the... this is my... Right, okay. Procedure. Emergency laparoscopy cholecystectomy on 29/9/22. Final diagnosis: emergency laparoscopy cholecystectomy for perforated gallbladder under general anaesthetic on 29/2/22. That's what it says here. Look. Of course, in the hospital, Mr. Woodmore is a 62-year-old gentleman who presented us with
That's a fucking lie.
62.
You ain't never been a gentleman.
Presented us with RUQ pain.
You ain't a fucking
I
gentleman.
didn't know what RUQ pain was, but I've just worked it out. It's right upper quadrant.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah. He's known to have gallstones. Fuck me, yeah. He's also known to the haematology team to have NHL, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, follicular lymphoma, which is the cancer I've got. And he's currently undergoing chemotherapy. On assessment, Mr. Woodmore was found to be tender in the RUQ with Murphy's positive. That's what it's called, Tracy, Murphy's positive. Routine investigation showed mildly elevated inflammatory markers. LFTs were found to be deranged.
That's liver function test deranged.
That's why they told me to cut down on the alcohol.
Yeah.
CT
Deranged means it's really quite out of rate. You know, like it's not like they say, oh, it's a bit elevated. Deranged means quite a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
On admission showed extensive lymphadenopathy to either side of the diaphragm. Yes, I know that. That's cancer. With splenogamy and uncomplicated cholecystostomy. He was started on conservative management with IV fluids, antibiotics and analgesics. Mr. Woodmore continued to have RUQ pain despite antibiotics, and the GB was very palpable and tender. Hence, a cholecystectomy was planned. And a transperitoneal approach choleostomy was attempted due to the high risk of bleeding with a transpathic approach with a background of lymphoma. Unfortunately, Mr. Woodmore had a gallbladder perforation and a bile leak, which was confirmed by an ultrasound scan. He was immediately taken in for emergency laparoscopic cholecystectomy, washout and drain insertion.
Okay.
Sophine given under general anaesthetic, antibiotics, pneumoperitoneum with Verus needle, ports inserted under direct vision. Finding perforated GB with bile in right upper quadrant plus GB plus subhepatic spaces plus liver plus intestines plus stomach, washout. Gallbladder dissected and removed. Cystic duct and cystic artery doubly clipped. Gallbladder remains extracted through 12mm epigastric port. 24F Robinson drain in the subhepatic area. Further washout. 12mm port closed with vicryl stitches. There you go. The operation was done as above with no complications. Post-operatively, Mr. Woodmore recovered well. He was reviewed this morning and was well in himself. He's not in any pain. He's eating and drinking comfortably. The drain had minimal serious output and was hence removed this morning. He's now surgically fit for discharge.
It's amazing what they can. It's just amazing. You know, you had the drain in your side there. My kid's dad, when he was about 14 or 16, he had a burst appendix and he ended up with peritonitis, and he was in hospital for 6 weeks with the drain in, and it wasn't like, yeah, your one was like a like that with a bag. His was like a massive, great big tube, like a tumble dryer hose. Sorry, Neathead said your pecker's out in that photo, and I did have to look because I've seen that photo before, and I'm sure I hadn't seen anything like that.
My pecker's not out, I promise you. You know if my pecker was out.
That's his leg. So basically, where your drain is, his was a little bit further round the back, and he ended up with a huge scar that he never ever let anybody see. Oh damn it, he says.
That's my pecker.
Yeah, there you go. Now he's got his pecker out. British humour, best in the world.
What's that fucking clear circle on your side there, Steve?
Sorry,
Is that
Mickey,
where the drain
where have you
is?
been for the last 10 minutes? Where the fuck have you been for the last 10 minutes?
That's what we were talking about.
Are you smoking your old socks?
Yeah.
Anything to clear the lungs. That's what we were talking
That's all
about.
we're fucking talking about, the drain.
Okay.
And I was saying my ex, his one was further round towards the back. And he ended up with a massive scar, and he was in for like 6 weeks. So instead of having that nice tiny little, tidy sort of thing there, he was in with basically what looked like a tumble dryer hose coming out from his back.
I was reading the news on Facebook.
Ah, there we go. It wasn't Pornhub this time.
No. I was reading about. I think 7 years ago, a young girl drowned in
Oh, yeah, I
France,
saw
Oh
that,
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
and they've been on trial. The 3 teachers have been cleared of negligence, because there was a lifeguard on duty, and yeah, no, that's what I was reading. I was reading about that trial. It concluded today, and they've been found not guilty of manslaughter.
Yeah, that Tracy were less
yeah,
interesting than the news.
He wandered off, bless. He's not well.
I try to find things to talk about.
Well, you can talk about my gallstones. Look, for those that have just joined us, I've just put a picture of my gallstones up next to my hand for scale.
I don't know if you watched the.
You know, my local hospital is in Gallstone.
Oh.
Yeah, it is. No, it is. It is.
Or
It is.
Galston, actually.
It is, and I know his hospital quite well because then you go up the A12 between Lowestoft and Yarmouth on the left, just before you go into just before you go to Yarmouth. Yep.
That's exactly that. Yeah, that's our local hospital, 8 miles away from me.
Anyway, there you go, people. Look, there's my gallstones. That's what was causing me all those problems. And
Fucking how big is your actual gallbladder then? About the size of that tube?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I've never seen a fucking gallbladder, so I wouldn't
Google,
know. You know,
Google how
it's about
big a gallbladder is.
And those would have been blocking his tubes, the exit tubes and everything. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen, but at the end of the video, the update video from the 30th, I put at the end a trigger warning. And then I put the picture that you took in the hospital of the jar standing on your bedside table, so that people could see at the end or switch off if they didn't want to see it. So, but that gives a better scale.
3 to 6 inches, Mickey.
What? 3 to 6 inches? About the size of my dick, then, really?
No, inches.
Oh, not millimeters.
Inches.
Sorry.
He's about the size of that tube, then.
Yeah, about the size of that tube. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. So basically, your gallbladder was more gallstones than bladder.
I thought you said his ball bag then.
Yeah. I thought she said my ball bag then. I did. I thought she said that as well.
I think my mouth got stuck together, and I was going to say like ball gadder. You know, like when you get your words mixed up. But that's hilarious. Ball bag.
I thought you said his ball bag. I really.
Best passage, Jesus Christ, they're massive, and we talking about ball.
He's got more than 2 stones in his fucking ball bag. Oh my God!
I'm gonna put those in resin. I'm gonna put those in resin. I'm probably gonna turn them into marbles, or I might turn them into dice. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I want to do something with them. I've never really worked with resin before, but I'm not gonna make a necklace out of it. That'd be a bit stupid, wouldn't it? I mean, that's like having a fucking vasectomy and making earrings out your testicles, isn't it?
But Mark.
Well, you could make Tracy a pair of earrings and send them to her for Christmas.
Well, that big vasectomy. I've already had the vasectomy too late. But I mean, it's like wearing your testicles on your ears. You're going to put them in your balls. I'm going to put them in my balls, best pal. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put them in my balls. Yeah.
Did you see though? Mark suggested that you do the resin thing, but make them into like key rings and give them away for channel points.
Yeah.
Mark wants one of your gallstones.
It's a bit fucking frightening, really, isn't it? Eh?
I'm trying to think. Would I actually go onto a channel or I want somebody's gallstone? Well,
as a key ring, as a fucking key ring.
Right, come on, hands up! Anybody that wants one of my gallstones as a key ring.
No, thank you.
Fucking.
Sell them on eBay.
You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to sell body parts on eBay.
Yeah.
Just tell them they're moon rocks.
I don't know why they gave me my gallstones. Obviously, people want their gallstones, and I don't know why. I don't know why they gave me their gallstones. But
did you ask for them then, or they just give them? Yeah.
They're really funny. They're really smooth. Thank you, Waniac. Make it a redemption, 100k. You get part of Steve. Yeah, you can have part of me. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
I keep my teeth when they pull them out. So I keep those. But
Well, I'm going to disappear for 5 minutes because I need a pee and make a cup of tea.
I know somebody who had two small procedures, not at the same time. One of them, she had quite a large mole removed, and she took that home. And another time, she had to have she had a camera down there, and there was like a
Do that again.
down there.
Okay.
But she had a camera down.
Why did your friend have to have a camera down your cleavage?
No, exactly. Closer look.
We got the video. Or is it on your OnlyFans?
It's on my OnlyFans. So she had it's on her OnlyFans. No, so she had the camera down her throat because basically they found that she had a polyp that was near the God. I'm pointing down there again, aren't I? You know, like when you swallow and then you.
Vicky, what the fuck are you doing? Can you hear it? These lot can't hear it. Can you hear it, Tracy?
I can hear. I hear it every time it's the one cup. It's the Willy Wonka one cup.
Oh, it's a Willy Wonka one cup, is it? Fuck it, I'll get rid of that. Yeah.
His rocket's taking off. He's the alien.
Yeah.
He's the alien. That's why he takes the piss out of Andy so much, so that he's getting the heat off of himself. Anyway, so she had an endoscopy to have a polyp just at the top of her, just at the end of her bottom of her esophagus removed, and she kept that as well in a little jar of I think formaldehyde or something. I wasn't allowed to keep my polyp that they removed from me, but they had to do they had to check it for cancer anyway. So Mickey having a wank. Do you know? It sounded like a rocket taking off.
At 66, right? At 66, trust me, right? Mickey's not having a wank.
And it won't sound like a rocket taking off.
No. No, trust me, at 66, Mickey ain't having a wank.
Well, he might be.
At 62, I ain't having a wank. Mind you, saying that's all the chemo drugs that I'm on. They really, that's one thing I never mentioned, right? The chemo drugs really, really, really suppress your libido. They really do. I used to wake up in the mornings with a fucking great hard on. No, I don't. I wake up in the mornings and I'm disappointed.
You're with a full nappy.
Yeah. Thankfully, I haven't.
Oh. Mickey has more sex than me at 66. Yes. See? Oh, God. Was that Mickey farting? Oh, blowing your nose. We've already said that. We were saying that you were having sex and having a wank, but Steve was denying it all.
Are you back?
No, he's got a fag in his hand. You can always get the little blue diamonds. Oh, no, Steve, you've got a packet of Viagra.
The little blue diamonds don't work. The little blue diamonds don't work. I've actually got some. I have actually got some. Hang on. I'm sure I have. I'm sure I had some.
Yeah, you did. You showed us. You showed us one. So I said, if he's put it in your eye, you can look hard.
Yeah. I'm sure I had some.
You did. You showed us one. There are other not brands. There are other concoctions. You know, you get Cialis and other things like that.
Yeah, I have got some.
Yes, I know you had. Yeah.
See, I promise you that don't work.
But there are other concoctions.
Cialis doesn't. Cialis just gives me a fucking headache. What, Mickey? I don't put that with Jaxie, you idiot. If you're putting on with Jaxie, that's why you're not working.
Jaxie! You Jaxie. Not your Jaxie.
That's a stupid place to put them. You crush them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love Miss Hears.
That's 100 milligram ones as well. They don't work. I promise you, they do not work. They do not counteract the effects of the chemo drugs. Oh dear.
Bugger.
Oh yeah, all Cialis does is give me a fucking headache. The French call it the weekend because Cialis, because apparently Viagra only lasts about an hour, but the Cialis will last an entire weekend. But the French call it the weekend.
Makes mental note.
What's that other one? What's that other one that I've tried? Vitra.
Is that there's Tadalafil? Because Viagra is
Viagra is Sildenafil.
Yeah. And
Cialis is Tadalafil. And it's Levetra is another one. I've tried that. That doesn't work either. Because of course, because they're having cancer, I get them free.
Yeah.
So, but they don't work. I mean, I've had those months. I've tried. You can see I've tried them. You know, I think I said, well, yeah, let's go and give the missus a good hard poking, and I put them in, and they just don't work. And you think, fuck, that's a waste of time. You can feel your face getting flushed, and if you look in a mirror, you can see your eyes going blue. Your dick still droops towards the floor. You think, well, it's a bit fucking pointless, isn't it? That's
a lolly stick take to it.
I'm not sure.
What, Alexa? She just ordered some more Viagra for me, yeah.
Was that really Alexa?
Yeah, Alexa was saying something. She said, sorry, I don't understand that command, I think.
It sounded like Sean. I'm not surprised you looked over your shoulder because it sounded like Sean coming in and saying, are you talking about your cock again?
Alexa, do you sound like Sean?
Don't know that.
Now Sean will be in a minute.
She won't, she's at work.
Oh, of course, yes. Yeah, well, no wonder he looked confused and looking over his shoulder, thinking, "What? How's Sean come in?"
No, I just wondered what the noise was because Alexa don't normally say much. Oh dear. Oh.
Yeah,
So yeah.
That's what confused me. I didn't know you had an Alexa. I thought you could, Wayne. Yeah.
You can change Alexa's voice. Alexa, can you change your voice?
You can change the voice you hear when speaking to this device. Just say change your voice.
Alexa, change your voice.
Okay, you're all set. I'll be the voice you hear. Speak to this. If you'd like to change how you wake me up, you can also change your wake one.
That's a better voice than that woman. The woman sounds too much like this.
Alexa, change your voice.
Okay. That. I'll be the voice you hear when you speak to this device.
There are only two. I wanted somebody with an accent or something.
I changed my Satnav voice, not this one I've got now because it's built in the car.
Alexa, can you do a
change
Welsh accent?
And
I can say Gwynach y pethau bychain. It's a Welsh phrase I've picked up which means
exactly
do
why
the
I had
little
Sean
things.
Connery on mine.
It's Sean!
Oh, there you go. I've now got a Welsh Alexa. Oh dear.
That's hilarious. So you can never be lonely again now. When Sean's out at work and
You can never be lonely with Pornhub.
And Alexa.
Yeah, but you've watched it all.
Thank you, Prize Woodpecker, there on Reddit. Thank you. It's been he's over there today. It's been a bit of a shit week. It's been a bit of a shit week. A shit week and a half, Prize Woodpecker. What with emergency surgery and that. So it's good to be out and about and back home. So yeah, good. Thank you, Prize Woodpecker. Right, yeah. Sorry, where were we? Yes. So Viagra doesn't work. And now we discovered that Alexa has lots of different voices and accents. So there we go. Right. Have you seen that AI app that will text you and carry on a conversation at random times? That's my wife. That's my missus. She texts me and carries on a conversation at random times.
I'm sure most people do though.
Squelch. I know a truck driver whose wife was convinced he was cheating because he heard the GPS voice over the phone.
But most people's conversation by texts and everything usually are like that, in the sense that you don't sit there.
I reckon Wayniac wants one of those AI fucking sex dolls, you know.
Well, because you don't sit there. You know, like when you're having a phone conversation, you're on the phone and you're talking, or if you're having like a face chat on Skype or whatever, you're talking. You're having a real time conversation. But when you're texting or messaging, you don't sit there intently for an hour having this conversation. You go away, do something, you come back to it.
Oh, I've got to tell you, but another thing about the hospital, right? I've got to tell you. It wasn't. I'll tell you what, Price Woodpecker, right? It wasn't those two yahoos, right? I'm the technical guy. I'm the one that was operating the stream that day. The problem was me. It's because I'd only just come out of hospital and I was still off my tits a bit, and I hadn't set everything up right, and I've made a couple of mistakes, and so I had to cut the stream short. Even though I wasn't on the stream, it wasn't me. Good evening, Alex. How are you? Anyway, I've got to tell you about the hospital. Once I'd had surgery, they put me in a surgical ward. Now, normally they put me in my own room, but obviously they were short of space. So I was on a bay with 3 other people. So there were 4 of us in a bay. And they wheeled me in, and I started talking to the guy in the bed opposite me, and then I pulled the curtain back and started talking to the guy in the bed next to me, and started talking to the guy in there. And then I started telling them jokes, and we started laughing. And the nurse come running down after about an hour of me being in. She said, "What's the noise down here?" And I said, "We're just talking, having a bit of a laugh." And she said, "Do you know what? This bay has been the quietest bay on the hospital for weeks. And now you're all having a laugh." She said, "These 3 weren't talking the other day." And they all said the same thing. All everybody said the last bloke in that bed was miserable. And I thought, all I did was I told him the duck joke, didn't I? I told him the parrot joke. That was it. That's what did it. I told him the parrot joke, right? I deployed the parrot joke. Sorry?
You had an asthma attack.
Yeah, he had an asthma attack when I deployed the parrot joke.
Yeah.
Right? You tell him the parrot joke. You tell him the parrot joke, and that's it. And I will hands up, Price Woodpecker. The stream fucking up on Monday was totally my fault. Totally my fault.
And I'm going to say, Price Woodpecker, it didn't go completely smoothly tonight. But what actually happened was everything was running lovely and smoothly. We were chatting away, blah, blah, and everything. And after 1 hour, 6 minutes, Reddit decides to wake up and go, "We can't hear the bloke at the bottom."
Yeah.
1 hour, 6 minutes of Steve just going.
That's probably a blessing in some ways.
Thank you,
really.
Mickey. And Reddit was the cause on Monday, because every time I tried to start the stream up on Reddit, it crashed. And like Squawks and Noise says, Reddit is indeed a strange place. Good afternoon, Alex. I've got the t-shirts, Alex, and obviously events overtook me. They are the t-shirts, by the way. They are the t-shirts. Thank you very much. I haven't actually opened the bag yet. I've still got the bag here. I picked it up this morning. I haven't opened the bag yet, but I will do tomorrow or the day after, and I'll get them sent out to Tracy and Mickey. So thank you very much. It was the t-shirts that arrived.
That's a point, Steve. I've got a fucking bone to pick with you. Didn't your doctors tell you to rest for a week? Well, didn't I see a picture of you out in your fucking car today? Well, that's hardly fucking resting then, is it?
Do you know what car I've got?
Yes, you've got a fucking stupid fucking electric fucking hybrid thing.
It drives its fucking self.
Well, no, it don't.
It does.
No, it don't.
All I have to do.
So if you come up behind a bus, it will stop itself.
Yes.
My brother.
What, you just tell it, hang on, just take me to Tesco's and off it fucking goes?
Got a Tesla and his does that, so.
It has also brakes on it though, Mickey. Yep.
Auto brakes.
If you don't put the brakes on, it will.
Yeah.
No, it's not a Tesla.
No, it's not a Tesla. It's a fucking old Vauxhall.
It's a Hyundai. I have a Hyundai Ioniq.
Just as bad.
It's got computer. It's got intelligent cruise control, and it's got lane keep assist on it.
So's my Merc.
What got what?
And that's not fucking hybrid.
Got what on it? Lane.
It's got lane assist. It's got lane
Does it
assist
keep
on
you
it.
in the lane, or does it just let you know when you're going out the lane?
Oh, it beeps.
Like
It
mine
beeps
keeps
at
me
you.
in the lane.
Oh, so it
Yep.
steers for itself
Yep.
as well.
Take your hands off the wheel on a motorway. You can take your hands off the wheel on. Set the cruise control. Set the lane assist on, and you can take your hands off the wheel and your feet off the pedals, and it will drive according to the speed of the car in front, and stay in lane, including turning the steering wheel. It
Oh,
does
keep
fucking
keeps
nag you every
distance,
30 seconds, saying, "Please put your hands back on the wheel." But yeah, it drives itself. Yeah, I had to go out to Sainsbury's. We had no milk, Mickey.
Ah, right. Well, no, I was just pointing out that you said that you'd fucking got to take it easy and you were
Yeah,
out in your
my
car.
car's an automatic.
I'm looking out for your fucking health. Look now.
My car's an auto. It's fucking drives itself. It's no effort. I had to go out and get some milk. So, look, I'm taking it easy. I'm in my pajamas. I haven't been out today. All right.
I see you've been building. Who's that you're building?
Iron
Iron
yeah.
Man, is it?
No, I've got to tell you about that, Mickey. I've got to tell you about it. I'm glad.
Did you finish
No,
the little fucking truck
no,
that I'm
no.
sent you then?
I was.
Still
No, I've
waiting
got
for
the paint. I've got the paint. That little truck you bought me. I was in the middle of doing, because when I went to the hospital on Monday, I thought, oh, when I come back from having my dressing changed, I'll get my spray cubicle out and I'll start to, because it's ready to be painted now. I'll put the primer on, and then I'll do the coach today. I've got the paint. Obviously, events overtook me. When I was in hospital, because I'm bored stiff, I said to Sean, can you bring one of my, I've got some, I as well as doing the plastic model kits, Mickey, I do all metal models, which don't require any glue at all. So I thought, I'll do that while I'm in hospital, because you know what it's like when you're in hospital, you get bored out your tits, don't you?
Oh,
So
yeah,
I said to her, can you bring my toolkits up, and whatever model's on top of my pile. And as it happens, it was Iron Man that was on top of my pile. I've got a pile of, the next one, Dan's Mandalorian, but then I've got a few others. I'll show you if you like in a minute.
You showed us the other day.
So she bought me Iron Man, so I started Iron Man. Now, what I've got to do is I don't like having loads of models on the go at once. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish Iron Man, which should be tomorrow or the day after, and then go back to doing your model. So it's not...
Did you finish the other tank
Yeah, it's
then?
done. Hang on, I'll get it for you. It's done ages ago. I did put pictures up. Hang on. Oh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the old little diorama.
Yeah, there you go.
Diorama.
I'll give you a link to my modelling page. Hang on, I'll give you a link to it now.
You share some of these, don't you?
Yeah, they're on my news feed. I've got to transfer them across to this page later, but I put them on my news feed as I was doing them with Iron Man. Just so everybody knows what I'm talking about. I will put a picture up. I'm currently building this model, which is Iron Man. There we go.
And that's one of them metal ones.
Yes,
Steve.
that's an all metal one. It just requires the bending and the tabs putting in. So I thought I'd do that while I was in hospital. But what I want to do is, because you can lose the bits if you're not careful, I want to get this one finished before I come back to doing your one.
Yeah. No, that's
but
fine.
if you go onto my scale model page where the link is there, if you look, you'll see how far I've got with your one, which is ready.
Yeah,
that is ready now for the primer. There's two parts to that. There's a gun turret that goes on top, but I'm not going to put that together because I need to do some fiddly little work like that chain that you can see. Once I put the primer on and put the top coat on, if you look, I've got a chain and a shovel and a pick. I've got the chain and the pick and the shovel. Well, once I put the primer and the top coat on, I've then got to come in and I've got to paint the chain mild steel, because the top coat is a dark beige because it's a desert thing. Yeah. But that's mild steel, that chain, so I've got to paint the chain mild steel. Then the pickaxe handle's got to be painted wood with the...
Well, can I tell you, Steve, when I was driving tanks, we always painted our chains black.
I can only go what the colour says.
Understand that. I'm just saying that when we were
black will work, yeah, and I can understand why as well.
The only reason I say that is because we didn't have them as a natural colour, because obviously you get sun reflection.
Yeah, no, I
off
understand
them.
completely.
And if you're in a hide, you don't want fucking sun. Mind you, it would make a lot of difference in the desert, I suppose. But certainly when we were in Germany, paint them black so that you didn't get any reflection from the
So
chains.
I can't paint them when I've got the turret on.
No, I understand that.
I'm going to put the turret on after I paint them. So that's as far as I've got.
Oh, that's looking good.
But if you look down, you'll see I've got the picture of the tank there, Skeeter.
Yeah, I see that. Done. Yeah, and then below that you got the one with the turret off it, and no tracks.
So it's not that I'm not doing it, Mickey. It's almost ready to be put. Once I painted it, I've only got the wheels to put on, and the decals. It's finished.
Yeah. I was just having a look at that metal battleship that you built.
Oh, the Missouri,
a while back.
That is so fucking detailed, Mickey. It's unbelievable. So yeah, that's what I've got. Saying that, Mickey, about the battleship. Let me get my stash now. In amongst my stash of models to make. So I've got the Mandalorian to make. That's an all metal kit, and that should be quite nice. That's actually quite an expensive kit. And I bought a kit today. I bought a Saturn V rocket. Do you remember the Saturn V rocket?
What's they launched to the moon, mate? That's what they said.
I've got the Saturn V rocket kit.
Oh, nice.
I've got this one to make, which is a Chinese battleship. I forget which battleship. A Chinese aircraft carrier. The only reason that I've chosen, I'm not patriotic. I don't think that we should get. See you later, Nepeg. Thanks for standing by.
Yeah, later.
I don't think you should buy things like, because I'm British, I should buy only British ships. I've got this aircraft carrier only because I like the look of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like the look of it. I did get some British ships, of course. I've got the HMS Hood to.
Is that a metal one?
These are all metal ones. That is the HMS Hood. I've got that to build. The quality on that should be fantastic. Like the like the other one, and the last one I've got to build is the HMS Prince of Wales.
Did that say age 5 on the front of the box?
No.
What did it say then? It said something 5.
Level 5.
Oh, level 5. I thought fucking age 5.
Well, it doesn't say, level 5 difficulty. There you go, look, level 5 difficulty. And if you saw my videos on YouTube,
Prince of Wales too.
If you look on YouTube, there's a video of me actually building the Missouri, and fuck me, was that a difficult build? That was like an absolute.
I did watch it.
Yeah,
I did watch it.
Absolute fucking nightmare. That was. Absolute fucking nightmare. By the way, these metal kits, right? They say no glue or solder needed. Like Iron Man, it says no glue or solder needed. It's a lie, because they keep breaking. With the tabs, right, you can only bend them once. And if you bend them the wrong way and you have to bend them back, they break. So I've had to use quite a bit of glue on Iron Man. Well, not quite a bit of glue. A couple of places I've had to glue him. But I don't use glue. I'm very clever. I don't use glue.
What do you use then?
I use...
Glue tack.
Bit.
Glue tack.
No, I don't use glue tack either. I use UV cured resin.
All right, yeah.
A lot of the people that build the metal models, because I'm in a couple of metal model Facebook groups, they use super glue, or as in America they call it Gorilla Glue. I don't use it because it's instant.
Yeah.
And with super glue, you can normally end up sticking everything. There's everything. I mean, never scratch your balls when you've been playing with super glue. All right, that's another tip. Never scratch your balls when you've been playing with super glue. No, the reason I use UV cured resin is because it takes a minute to harden under UV light. But it's got, before it hardens, it's got enough grab that you can actually place the bit and use the grab of the adhesive to hold it in place. Then you hit it with the ultraviolet torch, and you can move it about fractionally until it's completely hardened. But once it's hardened, it's completely clear, and it's stronger than super glue. So there you go. So I'm going to bring my modelling page up to date later. Thank you for reminding me about that, Nicky, because I haven't brought it up to date with Iron Man. Well, we've monopolised this chat all evening, Tracy. So you can have the next 3 minutes, because that's all we've got, because I'm going in 3 minutes.
Oh, thank you. I don't know. I don't think there was anything else I wanted to tell you. I told you about the antibiotics. And I
And you're away to Scotland when?
yeah,
Friday,
it's actually early Sunday, very early Sunday.
Sunday?
So that we can sort of dodge the traffic coming out of London.
Yeah.
So what I did yesterday, I spent most of yesterday because of breaking the journey, we've got 4 legs to do. So it's London to Blackpool, Blackpool to Scotland, and then Scotland to Huddersfield, and then Huddersfield back to London. But otherwise, if we were just coming back to London without going that way, we would do the journey backwards. So I was on Google, sort of, when you
Are you
type
hiring a van again then?
Yeah. It just gives me more bum room.
Yeah.
And leg room, and
Yeah.
it's easy for me to get in and out of, and things like that. And it's more economical as well. It's cheaper.
Yeah.
On both diesel and the hire of the van anyway.
Yeah.
And so yesterday, that's what I did. You type in place, London to Blackpool, and then you fiddle about with the little line to get it to go where you want it to go. Because I didn't fancy going up the M1 because that's boring. So we're going to do it via the M40, then the M6. So just making sure it's all, and then getting the instructions, downloading, not the instructions, directions, instructions, how to drive. So that's what I was doing yesterday, as well as ordering the antibiotics that turned up today.
So what do you print off a route then?
Yeah, what I did was, because it's on Google Maps, I send it to Andy's phone, and then Andy puts it, does whatever he's got to do, and then he uses his phone as the sat nav.
Yeah.
Then I also print off the actual written directions, so that
you can argue with him while you're driving.
No, I argue with the sat nav. Shut up, woman. Shut up, bitch. But because I'm quite a good navigator, I probably would be able to get from London to Blackpool without the directions.
M1, M6.
But I like having.
M1, M6.
Yeah. But I like
M1,
having
M6 all the way.
Yeah, we're doing M40, M6. Yeah,
I use the M6 toll because I get it free.
Yeah. What, because you're disabled?
Yeah. Got blue badge, you know.
Yeah. Blue badge holders get that free, do they?
Yes, if you apply for the pass. You've got to apply for a pass. You've got to apply for a pass, which costs £5 per year. Sorry, carry on, Tracy.
No, that's all right. That's interesting to know, actually. So we've got the link so that I can call it up on my phone if his phone does something mad. He's got it plugged into his sat nav on his phone, and then I've got the actual printed out written instructions, directions. I keep saying instructions, just in case something goes wrong. And then also we'll probably have a physical map with us. But like I said, I mean, I know how to follow directions.
Professional drivers, eh, Mickey?
Yeah.
Me, I know how to get Blackpool out, none of that shit. I can get in the car and get to it anyway.
No,
It's straight up the M1, straight up the M6.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
From here,
I can. I know.
A14, M6.
I don't drive. Yep. I would be able to do it.
A14 is a beautiful road now they've done it, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is?
A14.
Oh, what, near Mickey?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, no, I don't drive. I do the navigation, and I could easily just sit there and. Because I say to Andy, don't put the sat nav on. I know where we're going. I can read signs, and I'll go left, right, go up here, and everything. But he needs the. Do
you know what I use the sat nav for? That last little bit when you get to the town you go into.
Last mile, yeah.
Yeah, the last couple of miles.
I've got a sat nav in my car. Came with a sat nav, and I don't use it.
Yeah, so is mine. My Merc has.
I use Waze.
What? Oh,
Waze.
Yeah, you talked about this before. What is it?
WAZE. Waze.
Yeah, but
it's a mobile. It goes on your phone. It's an Android or an app. It's an Android or an iOS app. It is the best sat nav in the world. Forget all the others. Totally free. Owned by Google Maps. It is the best sat nav ever.
That quite possibly is what he uses then, because we use Google Maps to actually do it.
No, it doesn't
It's
look
not-
anything like Google Maps. It's called Waze.
Oh.
It's it really is the best sat nav ever.
I've got a Mercedes fucking thing that's 7 years out of date.
Oh, my car was serviced last week, and Mickey, right? Sorry, Tracy, come back to you in a minute. My car was serviced last week, and they updated the sat nav. It now, well, I'm driving along, and all of a sudden it started making this strange noise. It went, bloop. I said to Sean, "What the fuck was that noise?" We looked around, I don't know, and they went beep, beep, beep. I said, "What the fuck is that noise?" He went beep, 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 and they went beep, blur. And I thought, "What the fuck was that?" I've no idea what the car was doing. Anyway, we come back up the road again and it started making those noises again. And I just happened to look at my sat-nav display and there was a speed camera symbol flashing.
Ah, right.
And then I was doing 31 miles an hour, right? And my speed was highlighted in red. It was flashing my speed red. And it beeping was counting down. The first warning sign was warning me that I'm 100 metres from a speed camera. Then
Yeah.
the beeping was counting down until I got to the speed camera, and then the next noise was the all clear on the speed camera.
I had something
Oh, yeah.
similar on my Seat, but I haven't got it on the Merc.
Uh,
Because, like I say, it's ancient. Fucking
Yeah, so
ancient.
they updated it, but I don't use the sat nav. I don't like it. It's nowhere near as good as Waze.
I
Waze
use
actually
Google
sends me
Maps,
the best route.
To be fair, but
Mm.
Now I've no idea what you know what app or anything that he uses. It's just that I give him the directions and then
He goes, yeah.
he goes, but he puts that into his phone and then but I think he just now it's more like
Alex knows why people use Waze. He knows why people use Waze.
That's
Yeah.
right, that's what that conversation, I remember now what the
Yeah.
conversation was. But
No,
it's
seriously, Waze is better than Google Maps because it's updated in real time.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that it's more like a sort of background support. We know where we're going, but we've got all the backups. You can't get lost in Britain anyway. I tell him that. I say you can't get lost in Britain. Basically if you drive too far, you'll be in the sea. it's not like thousands of miles of road ahead. So yeah, so that's what I spent. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy looking at maps. I've always been I always look around at maps and things, and I enjoy it. So that's what I was doing.
I'm just installing Waze now. Look,
Huh.
It's only 87 megabytes.
Yeah, well worth it. Well worth it. I totally and utterly suggest Waze. I'm just finding. Go carry on, Tracy. Carry on. We're letting you have the air, because we've sort of been a bit.
I can't think.
Waze
What else
needs location for permission to work. I was using the app. Yeah.
Mickey,
Yes.
be chat. Oh, carry on, Tracy.
Oh, what are you?
Mickey,
Oh,
will
is
understand when he sees chat.
Is that what you got? Is it?
That's nice.
Yeah. But that's my next metal model that I'll make. But I'm going to finish your one before I do that one. But I mean, I only did the Saturn V because it's something from my childhood. Sorry, carry on, Tracy. We are
Comes with.
listening.
Does it come with the tower then?
Yes,
That's cool.
exactly like that.
That's not expensive either, is it?
No, they're not.
I didn't even see how much it was actually.
I'll tell you what, Mickey. You should get yourself one of these and have a go.
Yeah.
Have you got a pair of pliers, small pair of pliers?
Yeah. I've got some. I've got some offset sort of needle nose pliers. Yeah.
It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Get yourself one and have a go. Go on, Tracy. You were saying you like reading maps.
Oh no, I enjoy reading maps. I love looking at maps, and so it wasn't a chore to do. So I'm quite happy to sit there and I plug in the where we're going from and where we're going to, and then I just move the little blue line around to make it be. Oh, something went blink.
Yeah, it's Waze.
And then I just move the blue line to where I actually want to drive, because I like to stay off the motorway as much as I can, but also I know at the same time a lot of the A roads just aren't suitable for like a long distance drive. So I try and mix it about a bit. So as a passenger, I get something to look at, and as a driver, Andy gets a decent drive that's not just constantly like it's not the I think it's the M8 or something, or the M74, the one that goes under Glasgow. That's dreadful. So still got to do some of that though, unfortunately. But yeah, that was really it. That's what I was saying. That's what I was doing yesterday, as well as sitting here going, oh, I can't get a dentist appointment and I need this. So yeah.
You can see Mickey's paying massive attention, can't you, Tracy?
I was listening.
You
Because you can use motorways, you avoid motorways where possible.
Oh well! Oh my God! Marry me, Mickey. You can retain more information than my husband can.
I was logging into Waze. Apparently, they want my date of birth. I told them to fuck off.
Why do they need your date of birth to check that you're over 18?
I don't fucking know what they want it for.
But what? I mean, even if you're 12.
To sign in.
Tracy, look, Alex is on your side. Look.
I run a map and GPS on trips. Old habits. I use a highlighter to track where I'm at. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet you use a fucking compass as well. How can you use a compass on a fucking island? You can't really get lost, can you, on Hawaii? If you go far enough, you end up where you started from, don't you?
But that's what I was saying about Britain. You can't really get lost in Britain. You drive far enough, you end up in the sea.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have a sextant, and I can use a sextant.
Yeah. Life.
No, you haven't. Not a 66.
Yes, I have.
Well, no, you haven't. You've got a memory.
Oh, okay. Memories like the corner of my mind.
I can use a sextant. Go and beat that. Go on, beat that. You lot. I can use. I've got a brass one, and I can use it.
What's disappeared from this? Hello, long tour.
Hello, long tour.
Men have a sextant. Women have a.
Well, we were going 10 minutes ago, long tour. So I'm going to go.
Yeah.
It's 5 to midnight, and I'm going to go at midnight. Alex, we're going to be going now.
Yeah, we're off in a minute, Alex. So we'll catch you Friday.
One thing I do need to do, I know we're going now, but one thing I do need to do over the next couple of days is what I was saying on Monday was that I was thinking of live streaming certain things, but so that I can save it and then download it, like use it as a free storage. But I haven't worked out how to do that on my phone. I haven't even looked. It's not a thing that I just haven't worked it out. I just haven't looked. So I need to see if I can work that out. Because I've only got about 10 hours of video storage.
Have you got a SD card in your phone?
Yeah, I've got some SD. I've got 2 64 gigs and 1 32 gig. That's only about 12 and a half hours.
Oh, right.
Of video.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to need.
What, he's
that
jabbing
much,
himself again. Look.
Yeah. But I want to be able to just like.
He gets more pricks than you do, Tracy.
No,
he has 2 a day. Gets 2 pricks a day. He's a lucky man.
I'll tell you what, there's a downside to this, right? Wearing a blood thinner. Let me just take my watch off and I'll show you.
Oh. What happened there?
Bruising from what?
Bruising. Bruising.
It's because I'm on a blood thinner.
I wonder if that's just a matter with the old Dutch before she died, because all her hands were bruised, weren't they? I wonder if she was on thinners or something.
Oh,
no, that's a specific disease.
Oh, right.
That she has, yeah.
That's one thing that happened when you were in hospital, was that they released the death certificate of the Queen.
Oh, did they? What's it say?
Yeah. Old age.
Yeah.
However, when you look at the death certificate, it's got. When you look at any death certificate, what usually happens is that they put number 1, blah, blah, blah. And if that's it, that's all it will say, number 1, blah, blah, blah. When you look at her death certificate, it's got number 1, old age, and then it's got, but that's 1A, and then there's B, C, D, and then 2. And there's nothing next to those. And I'm wondering whether we're just seeing the edited...
Probably, redacted version, yeah.
Yeah, because they don't type in A, B, C, D, and 2 if there's only one issue. So it looks like she had 4 things connected to one thing, and then another secondary disease or issue.
On that note,
So-
I'm going to say goodbye because I really am. I'm going to kill the feed at
Yep.
midnight, which is 2 minutes. So I'm going to say
Good
goodbye.
night.
So goodbye to me. Carry on, Tracy and Mickey.
No. I'm going to say I'm going to say good night, everybody. I might actually be here Friday.
Right.
I'm not going to promise, but I might, because I can't do Saturday. And circumstances mean that I may be available Friday. I shall let you know, Steve.
And Mickey might have bought himself a metal model by then and be swearing at me for stitching him up for doing such an intricate fucking thing.
Yeah.
Hope you get better. Hope your chest gets better. Oh, he's off. Bye. It's fucked off. Oh no, he's back.
You'll need that. You'll need it. You'll need it. You will need it. If you get yourself one of those models, you will need it. Right, anyway, for you to say goodbye, Mickey.
Good night, people. Stay safe. Keep your family close. We'll see you
Yep.
on Friday.
Friday. Bye all.